Hi,
Hi, Wendy. Hi, Barbara. Happy New Year.
to you guys as well. Nice way to celebrate, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'll live for it.
Yes. Hi, Marlia.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing tonight?
Um,
Are
partying
you,
on.
are you going to bed before 10 like me?
No, I volunteer in the NICU at St. Mark's Hospital, and so I'm just going to be there tonight. I usually volunteer on Tuesday nights, and so it just happens to be tonight. So I'll just be hanging out with the nurses and holding babies. So
Oh my gosh, how did you get that volunteer gig? I've heard that's amazing.
it's so sweet. I just apply. I mean, I just talked to the volunteer coordinator at the hospital, and I said, "Hey, do you need volunteers for Tuesday night?" She said, "Yes." So
Wow.
yeah, it's super
That's
fun.
so awesome. Well, that sounds like a very fun night, actually.
Yes. See who gets born, like the new
Yeah,
that welcome in 2025.
like the beginning of life, literally, you're holding
Yes.
it in your hands.
Yes, it's so sweet. It's so sweet. So that's what I'll be doing.
That's awesome.
That's really fun. Hi, Katie.
Hi, friends. How's it going? I'm surprised there's this many people on. I was like, I wonder if anyone will.
Yes.
Good job.
It's
Uh,
Restore. Why do you
yes.
think?
Well, that's why I'm here. No. The line that I was teaching Restore yesterday, I was like, because I actually, when I put Kim's last video on, I labeled it as Restore Yoga because I'm just like, oh, it's the last one of the month, Restore. But then I was like, oh my gosh, I think I labeled it wrong. I think I have Restore. Oh my gosh, I was so happy.
I think
All right,
it's great.
let's do it, you guys.
I
Let's
do have to leave a few minutes early. I didn't want you to think I
Okay.
left because something happened, but I have to go to a movie.
So
Gotta go to a movie, you know? What can you do? That's fun. Glad you're getting your yoga in real quick before.
Yes, me too.
All right, my friends, let's do this thing. So I'm hoping, do you all have a bolster or something of the like that you can use at home? Okay, sweet, awesome. And if you don't, you can always like roll up a blanket, burrito roll, or take a rolled up yoga mat, roll a blanket around it. So there's different things. But let's start in goddess pose. So very gentle heart opener. Your bolster is behind you, and you don't have to have your hips all the way up to your bolster's edge. You can if you want. You'll just lay on down. So for me, I don't want too much in my low back. My low back's been a little tender lately, so I'm gonna scoot my hips a little further away. You can do whatever feels good for you. And then maybe take a moment to stretch really long. So take your arms long, your legs long, full body, stretch, lengthen all that space. Many little bits and pieces of movement or wiggles. And then eventually just rest in a way that feels like you can relax a lot. So you can really give in. You're not holding yourself up. You're not holding your shoulders up. You're not tensing up through your face or your jaw. And go ahead and just close your eyes. And take these first few moments as you just really settle in. Notice how you feel, how you are. Take these first few moments to just kind of get a little bit reflective in your own mind and your own heart about this year, 2024. The good, the bad, the ups, the downs, the ebb and the flow. It's kind of an overall feeling. This past year, what does it feel like thinking back on 2024? And maybe also get curious about Feeling into something you're ready to let go of. So something that you're ready to shed, something you're ready to just say goodbye to as you step into this new year. So maybe it's a feeling, maybe it's a relationship or a situation in your life, maybe it's a job, but what do you want to let go of? What do you want to shed? Maybe it's a layer of yourself or something you've been carrying around that's not even yours, a belief, a pattern. Just get curious about that. No right or wrong, and you don't have to explain it to anybody. You won't have to say it out loud, but just in your own body, in your own heart. And then shift your focus. So let that go. And start to, in your imagination, just kind of feel into the future, feel into the year ahead, feel into 2025, stepping into it. What is the feeling that maybe you want to cultivate more of as you step into this new year? Or maybe there's a part of yourself that you want to connect to more. Maybe there's something you want to cultivate in your life more, a hobby you want to connect to, or a skill you want to learn. So just getting curious about this new year, not a goal or a destination, not a resolution, like I'm only going to eat 2,000 calories per day no matter what, like not that type of thing, but more just feeling into what do you want your new year to feel like? What do you want to expand into? What are some intentions or unintention that you want to bring in? And there's no right or wrong. You don't have to explain it. You don't have to say it out loud. It's just for you. And if nothing is there, if nothing comes to mind, maybe it's just openness, and that's perfect. So as you lay here in this position, your heart just gently opening, imagine that this intention for your new year, this feeling that you're going to cultivate for this new year, imagine that it starts to flow through your body. So use your imagination, even though you're an adult, use your imagination as if you're a child. And see this feeling or this intention in some way, shape, or form just flowing through you up and down the length of your spine, out into your fingers, down through your toes, circulating around. What does it feel like? And this is just an exercise in curiosity, an exercise in imagination, awareness. So there's no right or wrong. Just get curious, notice, feel. Invite whatever it is you want to step into, invite it into your body. What would it feel like if it was here right now with you? And then next time you breathe in, just fill up as big as you possibly can. And fill it even more. Feel it in every little cell, every little fiber. Open your mouth and big sigh. Ah, release, soften. Do that just a couple more times. So inhale, fill up as big as you possibly can. Your intention expands into every little space inside of you. Hold, and maybe even an extra sip. Great big sigh out your mouth. Release, soften. Ah. And then last one, biggest inhale you've taken all day long. Hold, and this time see if you can take 2 extra sips at the top. Open your mouth and let it go. Cleansing sigh, cleansing exhale. Ah. And any energy that's taking, any effort that's taking to focus on this intention or this feeling, just let it go and start to come into now your present moment experience. So just the feeling of your body in this position, the feeling of your body resting on the ground, the feeling of your breath rising and falling inside of you. And maybe you even start to invite in your Ujjayi breath if you would like. If you would not like to use Ujjayi breath, then do make your breath just a little more intentional and a little more spacious, slower than your everyday kind of unconscious breath. And as you start to connect to this deeper breath, this slower breath, just slowly and mindfully ease your way up into a seated position so you can use your arms to just guide you up. And then get comfortable. So if you're uncomfortable sitting on the ground, then sit up on top of your bolster. It's already there for you, nice and easy. Just flop up onto it. So any way you want to sit up tall with your arms down by your sides. Exhaling your breath. And inhale, reach your arms to the sky. Exhale, gather your hands into your heart. Inhale, reach your arms forward and wide open. Picking up space like you have great big wings. And exhale, gather your hands back into your heart. Inhale, reach your palms up, keep them pressed together. See if you can even press through your pinky fingers. Exhale, hands to the ground slowly. So just like that, this is connection breath. Inhale, ground to sky, reach up. Exhale, sky to heart, hands to heart. Inhale, open up wide and just imagine you can share a little bit of your energy or your intention with everybody in our practice today. And exhale, gather some of it back into your own heart. A little bit from everyone. Inhale, heart to sky, reach up. Sky to ground as you exhale, let your hands come back down. We'll do that one more time through. Inhale, ground to sky, reach up high. And exhale, sky to heart, hands to heart. Open and share as you breathe in. Let your heart open. And like you're receiving, exhale, gather your hands back into your own heart. Inhale, heart to sky, reach. And exhale, sky to ground. I'm going to let you take one more round, but I'm not going to cue you. See if you can do it on your own. Connecting movement to breath. No worries if you get confused. You can open your eyes, look at me. Slowly, no rush. It's a moving meditation. And then eventually your hands will return back down by your sides. And let them stay there for a moment. And simply just feel into the length of your spine. Let your shoulders really melt down away from your ears. And then it's pretty simple. This is actually a Kundalini exercise. We're going to inhale, sniff, and raise our shoulders up towards our ears. Exhale out our mouth and let our shoulders fall. So it looks like this. You can join me whenever you're ready. Inhale up, exhale down. Shrug your shoulders up as you inhale and then let them fall down. Keep going. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then roll your shoulders back and down away from your ears, lengthen through the sides of your neck. And just slowly gaze over one shoulder and then the other. Everything else stays completely still. Inhale through center, exhale to one side. Inhale, center, exhale to the other side. It's very simple. But do it slowly and mindfully with your breath. You can close your eyes, or if you have your eyes open, continue the twist with your eyeballs. So as you turn your head, your eyeballs look back behind you. Shoulders don't move, torso doesn't move. Good job, friends. Bring it back to the center so your gaze is forward. And let your right ear fall down towards your right shoulder. This is a great place to stay. Or you can bring your right hand to the side of your head and apply just a little bit of gentle pressure. So hand presses into head, head presses back up into your hand. And then breathe into that space in the side of your neck. You can stay right where you're at, or your left hand, arm, I should say, can reach out to the side, down towards the ground. You could also wrap your left arm behind your back if you want. Soft face, soft jaw, big spacious breath. There's nothing forceful or aggressive. So with your hand on your head, you're not aggressively pushing on your head. You're gently pressing hand into head, head back into hand. Take your last couple of rounds on this side. And then don't do anything with your head. Keep it as it is, but relax your arms down by your sides. Roll your chin forward, chin to your chest. And for a moment, draw little tiny micro smiley faces with the crown of your head. Just side to side, back and forth, nice and gently. And then eventually we're going to take it over to the other side. So left ear over to your left shoulder. Big spacious breath. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed. Your spine is long. Stay right here, or your left hand can come up. Gentle leverage as you press your hand into your head, head back into your hand. Visualize your breath moving into that space in the side of your neck. If you want to, at any point you can reach your right arm out and down. You can bring your right forearm behind your low back to add a little bit. Keep your face soft. Keep your breath slow and steady and spacious. Could you guys, soft face, soft forehead, soft shoulders, last couple of rounds on this side. Don't move your head, keep it as it is, but relax your arms down by your sides. Chin to chest, so roll your head forward. Ever so gently draw those little baby smiley faces back and forth. You can start to get a little bit bigger with those smiley faces. And only if it would feel good, you can start to circle your head all the way around. But be aware, be careful as you go back. So you're not just plopping your head back, you're extending back. And there's some strength in the sides of your neck as you go back. And if you did change into full circles, reverse the circles, pick them in the other direction. Good job, you guys. And then eventually, next breath or two, just come back so your head is stacked, just like we did before. A couple times, just gaze side to side, over one shoulder, then the other. Moving meditation, feel this rotation through your neck. And come back so your gaze is forward, transition to hands and knees. So if you were using a prop at all, you can set it off to the side for now. Hands and knees, tabletop. And let's move into a thread the needle posture. So make sure your knees are at least hips width distance apart. Right arm out, right arm up, inhale here. As you exhale, thread your right arm underneath you. So reach, 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 and then gently come down to rest on the outside of your shoulder and the outside of your head. You can work it however you want to with your left arm and even your left leg. So if you have the desire to extend your left leg out, feel free. Wherever you are, your breath is there. See if you can feel your breath in your back body. Take about 3 more. If you do have your left knee lifted or your left hand lifted, start to return them both back to the ground. Next time you breathe in, unthread your right arm, reach it all the way out and up. Exhale your right hand to the ground. And then take about 3 to 5 big clockwise circles with your hips. So all the way around, great big circles, fullest range of motion you can find. And if you do feel places that feels particularly tight, you want to just kind of work back and forth a little bit, feel free. So just like that, 2 more times around, big deep breaths. Tell Missy. And slowly come back to neutral. Make sure your knees are at least hips width distance apart. And let's take it on the left side. So left arm out, left arm up, breathe in. And exhale to thread it through. So reach, 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 and then gently come down outside of shoulder and head on the ground. And however you want to work it on this side, doesn't have to be the exact same. Take your big deep breaths. So you can feel your breath in between your shoulder blades, back of your heart space. See if you can feel your exhales, take them all the way to emptiness. About 3 more rounds. And if you do have your right knee or your right hand lifted, bring them back to the earth. Next time you inhale, unthread your left arm. Reach it out and up once more. And exhale, left hand down. This time about 3 to 5 big counterclockwise circles with your hips. All the way around. And again, if you want to stay in one place, kind of back and forth, if it feels tight, go for it. All right, start to make your way back to neutral. And then once you're back in neutral, tabletop, locate your bolster. Just bring it like so, kind of in between your hands. you'll see where we're going. It all makes sense. So start to walk your knees over to the left long edge of your mat, bring them together, and then just plop your hips over to the right. So your legs are in a fetal position of sorts, and you're on your outer right hip. Bring your right thigh either up against the edge of your bolster or a few inches away. But you want your right thigh pretty much parallel to the front edge of your mat, bolster, same thing. All right. Bring your hands to frame your bolster, push into the ground, take a great big inhale, and imagine you're lengthening your spine really, really long. Try to keep lengthening as you slowly lower down. So eventually your head can come down to rest. And try not to hold yourself up with your arms at all. So if this is too much, you could bring something underneath this far end of your bolster, like a block or something to prop it up so you don't have to go so low. Less on the neck, gaze left. Or if it feels okay on your neck, you can gaze right. And then if you want to, you can explore a bit with your top leg. You might extend it long or even scorpion tail it behind you to see how it feels. And again, with your arms, try not to put any weight in your arms. So sometimes I like to reach my hands back so that I'm not putting any weight on them. And we'll be here for a little bit. So just relax, soften with each exhale. Soften around the pose with each breath. Just let that energy flow through you, whatever you're feeling. You're not trying to change it or fix it or control it. You're just allowing it to flow. And we'll be here for about 7 to 10 more breaths. So rather than anticipating when you can be done with this, what comes next, just let yourself relax right here. Breath by breath, just be in the pose. Invitation, you guys, if you want to take your last 3 breaths here with me. So just like we did at the very beginning, we'll take 3 big inhales and sigh it out our mouth. So next inhale, just fill up as big as you can, hold at the top. Extra little sip if it's there. And then open your mouth and big sigh, release, let it go. Again, inhale, fill up. All the way down, breathe into your low belly, low back, extra sip, fill up as big as you can. And then exhale out your mouth, big sigh. Last one, huge inhalation. Breathe all the way down into your hips and your pelvis, all the way up into the crown of your head. Hold, extra sip. Sigh it out your mouth, let it go. And then nice and easy, begin to lift your upper body back upright. And we'll come back into a tabletop position. So you can just kind of put your weight in your hands. Come back onto all fours. Once you're on all fours, extend your right leg back behind you and take your right toes off the left edge of your mat. Pull your hips over to the right. Gaze over your left shoulder. So lengthen through your right side. You can kind of lean to your right or maybe bend your elbows. See what you can find. So this should feel good ideally. You can round your spine a little or arch your spine a little. See how that changes things. Take one more deep breath, stretching nice and long through your right side. And then come back to a tabletop. And we'll walk our knees now over to the right long edge of our mat. Bring them together and ease your way or plop over onto your left hip. So left thigh parallel to the front of your bolster, the edge of your bolster. Square your shoulders forward. Frame your bolster with your hands. Great big huge inhale. So use this to lengthen. And try to keep lengthening as you slowly belly, ribs, then chest, then head. Slowly come down and notice, are you holding yourself up with your arms? Try not to. You can explore with your top leg if you want to. And just make sure wherever you're taking your gaze, it feels okay on your neck. Slow, deep breaths. If you want to. Once again, invitation to take your last 3 here with me. So if you would like, next inhale, fill up as big as you can. Extra little sip, hold. And then big sigh out your mouth. Ah. 2 more times, inhale. Breathe bigger than you thought you could, all the way down, low back, low belly, hips, pelvis, extra sip. And then release. Last one. So biggest inhale all day long. Every part of your body expands, inflates, hold, take your extra sip. And then open your mouth. Ah, good job. Use your arms to guide yourself back up once again. And come back to tabletop position, so all fours. Once you're on all fours, left leg reaches back. And take your left toes off the right edge of your mat. Pull your hips to the left, gaze over your right shoulder. So lengthen your left side a lot. Breathe into your long left side. Maybe you're leaning or bending your elbows or coming down to your forearms. Take one last deep breath. And then back to center, tabletop. And from here, let's find our way onto our belly. So you can just set your bolster off to the side, get it out of the way. Come all the way down onto your belly. from your belly, we're moving into a shoulder pigeon. Reach your right arm out to the right. So straight out with your palm facing down. And then roll up onto your right side. And if this feels like it hurts your low back at all, I recommend bringing your left foot in front of your body like so. Otherwise, your left foot could be behind you, or there are other little variations you can play with if you so desire. Feel free. But the number one objective of this pose is the opening through the front of your right shoulder. So if you are taking a quad stretch, but you forgot about your shoulder, go back to your shoulder. Make sure you can rest your head either on the ground, or if that feels like too much, use your bolster under your head like a little pillow. Focus on those deep breaths. Soft through your face and your jaw. Take just about 4 or 5 more. And then last big, huge breath. And ease your way back onto your belly. And once you're on your belly, turn your head the other direction. So turn your head to the right. And bend your right knee. Slide it up on the ground. So your knee stays down, but it just slides up. Like, I'll show you what it looks like on this side. So knee on the ground slides up. And your arms can just be in a cactus position. Breathe down into your low back. This is called sleeping swan. You want to feel less like you have an arch or a back bend happening in your low back, more like you're rounding a little or puffing up through your low back a little. So adjust if you can so that you feel almost like there's a little bit of puffing up through your low back. Should be really therapeutic for the low back. And unless you really need to, try not to use anything under your head. And take about just 3 more breaths as you rest here. And then your head is already turned the right direction, so you're already gazing to the right. Just take your left arm behind you, palm facing the ground, your shoulder pigeon on your left side. So roll up onto your left side when you're ready. And take whatever variation you'd like with your right leg, your right arm. Big, spacious breath. Make sure your head is relaxed either on the ground or on your bolster prop. Take about 5 more. Open your mouth anytime and sigh it out anytime you want. Take your last big deep breath. And then ease your way onto your belly. Turn your head to the left. And slide your left knee up so your leg stays on the ground, but you just bend your knee and slide it up. And take a few breaths resting here. Arms just in a cactus, or maybe you even squeeze them into your sides, but don't hold yourself up with your arms if at all possible. And again, try to feel like instead of doing a back bend, you're kind of rounding your low back just a little bit. So if you need to, you can kind of adjust. Try to feel that. Try to find that. Breathe. And then from here, friends, we're just going to roll all the way onto our back. So you can keep your head facing this direction, or if you want to, you can switch, but just find your way, roll over, find your way onto your back. And once you're on your back, just hug your knees in and take a little rock from side to side. Give your low back a nice little massage against the ground. And set your feet on the ground with your knees bent. Take your right leg straight up. Flex your toes back and active towards your shin. And then as you're ready, figure 4 supine pigeon. So outer right ankle, top of your left thigh. And see if you can work your right knee forward and away from your upper body. If you want more, you can lift your left foot and interlace your fingers behind your left thigh. As you pull in with your arms. Now resist with your legs. You're pressing away with your legs and trying to create a nice neutral spine. Big deep breath. You can rock a little bit if you'd like to. This is only an option if you want more, if you want to go deeper, but please don't force this. So if you would like, you can take it into a supine cow face pose. You'll cross your right knee on top of your left knee, reach up and grab hold of your outer ankles or the outer edges of your feet, but try to keep your ankles strong and your feet flexed and active. You're pulling your feet in as you're pressing your knees away. Just an option, only if you want to go deeper. Please do not force it. Try to keep a neutral spine, whichever variation you're in. Take about 3 more breaths. All right, come back to left foot on the ground with knee bent, right leg extending straight up towards the ceiling. So right leg straight up. Point and flex a few times. And then either pointing or flexing, you can choose. Just keep your foot active, keep your right leg strong and straight. Slow as you can, lower it all the way down, coming from your hip joint. Nothing else moves. Eventually your right leg is on the ground. You can let it rest now. Draw your left knee up towards your armpit, hands around the front of your shin if you can, otherwise back of your thigh is fine. Hug your knee in, up and out towards your armpit. Take a couple big Buddha belly breaths as you squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Half happy baby with your left leg. Grab your left foot. Pull down with your arm, press up through your heel. Imagine there's a heavy sandbag on top of your right thigh. Flex your left toes back. Neutral spine is what we're going for. A couple more breaths. Half happy baby. Full body stretch. Let go and let your arms and legs both reach long. Great big inhale. Exhale, knees towards your belly, gentle rock. Feet on the ground with knees bent once again. All right, extend your left leg up, flex your toes back. Figure 4, supine pigeon. So outer left ankle on top of right thigh this time. And if you want, at any point, you can lift your right foot. Grab hold behind your right thigh, and you can also turn it into that supine cow face variation at any point as well if you want to. Breathe. Neutral spine is our intention in this pose. Just slow, deep breaths. Noticing whatever there is to notice, feeling whatever there is to feel. Take about 3 or 4 more. Your ankle, your left ankle really strong, your toes flex back. And I'll just kind of leave it up to you. When you feel pretty even, come back to that position with your right foot on the ground, knee bent, your left leg extended straight up. And then roll out your ankle, point flex a few times through your left foot. And either keeping your foot pointed, your toes pointed, or toes flexed back. Just active through your left leg, strong and straight. Lower your left leg all the way down. Slowly, coming from your left hip, everything else stays still. Once your left leg is resting, just let it rest. So let go of effort in your left leg. And draw your right knee up towards your right armpit. Hands around the front of your shin if you can, otherwise back of your thigh is fine. Hug in and out and up. Big Buddha belly breaths. Half happy baby with your right leg. And after at least a couple rounds or so in half happy baby, full happy baby, bring your left foot up, grab hold. You can rock it out a little bit. You could play. You could extend one leg, then the other leg. Anything you want to do in happy baby. Release, full body stretch, arms long, legs long. Pull yourself apart. And then bring your arms either down to your sides or one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Bring the soles of your feet together, knees open. And just rest here for a moment. If this feels like a lot, if you have something at home to bring to the outsides of your knees to support them, hold them up. Please use that if you would like. If it hurts your low back, try scooting your feet further away from your upper body. And just send your breath all the way down into your hips. Feel, if you've got your hands on your heart and your belly, feel every inhale expand up into your hands. Every exhale, just let's go. And we'll just stay here for about 5 to 10 more rounds. Just relax as best you can. Soft through your face and your jaw. And if this is a no-go for you, like if this position does not work for you, instead you could take constructive rest pose. So feet wide, knees fall in towards each other. You could also use your bolster to support you by bringing your bolster just kind of in between your butt and your feet if you want, like I've got it here. So if this pose bothers you, please take care of yourself. Don't force it. Just noticing whatever's flowing through without judgment, but simply observation. Last 3 or 4 rounds here. And lift your knees up. Hug your knees in. Take a little rock from side to side. For a moment, just let both of your knees fall to the right. Left arm extends out to the left for a supine twist. A few deep breaths. Just let the ground take as much of your weight as possible. And then as you're ready, next couple rounds, switch to the other side. Take your time, so not just plopping over to the other side. Come through center, neutralize in some way, maybe a little rock, maybe a big squeeze of your knees, even a full body stretch or a happy baby is welcome. And then when you're ready, knees go left, right arm out to the right, and breathe. I will leave it up to you. So stay in this twist as long as you want. But when you feel pretty much even on both sides, come back to center and take any last poses, any finishing poses you want to for your own body. So anything else, maybe some windshield wipers, maybe one last happy baby or one last full body stretch, or maybe you just want to rotate your wrists around a bit, rotate your ankles around a bit. You can use your bolster if you want to for your final relaxation. But just slowly start to transition into your final resting pose as you are ready. So you can let your breath now, just let go of any efforting, any control. Just let your body take over. Let your body breathe you. Just let it happen in the background. And then give all your weight to the earth so you're not holding yourself up at all. Just letting yourself be held fully. And for these last few moments, just be in your own body. Be in your own inner space. Let whatever you're feeling just flow. That's my invitation for you in this new year, is to be a wide open space for every part of you. So even those parts that we don't like, the parts we hide, the parts we want to get rid of, those parts, all they want is love and attention. And then usually they kind of leave us alone. They don't have so much power. They're not so loud. So even the parts of you that are less easy to love, let those parts be held and felt and acknowledged as you step into this new year. These last few moments, let every single part of you, every single emotion inside of you, every single energy that you feel, let it have space to be felt and not pushed away or pushed down, but to be held with your loving awareness for these last few moments of class. Shavasana. This is a reading by Jeff Foster. And the gift of the small things, a sip of water, the sound of rain, the breath moving past the nostrils, a visit from a loved one, an unspoken kindness, the beauty of questions unanswered. The essential things cannot be taken away. Everything non-essential will crumble with time. Perspective is everything. This moment is a beginning. This is not a path you will find in books. This is a path of courage and bird song, of waking in the morning with a tender heart and knowing that somehow everything is profoundly okay in a way we cannot hope to understand. Take a deep breath in and feel everything, and then just let it out. that flow that is always happening, always moving energy. Start to move your body gently and eventually find your way onto either side, fetal position. Maybe thinking of this fetal position as kind of one last bow to this year, 2024, thanking it, acknowledging it, and really just letting it go. And find your way up into a seat. Gather your hands to your heart. Bow your head to your heart and just acknowledge yourself for taking time to practice, to slow down, be more intentional about what you want to leave behind, what you want to step into. Thank you so, so much, everyone, for letting me guide you. Namaste.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Barb.
Katie.
You're welcome. Thank you guys for being here. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I'm gone and Kim's gone next week, but there will be subs, so still come.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.